Hi, today I'm going to show you how to do this white cake. This cake can be used for a wedding or a bridal shower, anything. It's, pretty decorative and has a lot of piping on it and very detailed. It's not a minimalist cake. So I don't happen to be a minimalist, so I don't really decorate like that. I do sometimes, but I like to do these. This is kind of my favorite. So I already showed you how to ice the cake, and then there's different tips. So you are going to need, I'll show you the tips that you're going to need. You're going to need a star tip, you're going to need a leaf tip. I hope you could see it. This is what's called a leaf tip. It's kind of messy right now, so. And you're going to need a rose tip. And I've already filled and burped my bags, so I always burp them back into the bucket unless there's a big clump, and then you just want to take that out with a toothpick and put it on the side. So I'll put the camera on the cake like that, and you're going to start off with the leaf tip. On the bottom, and you just go back and forth. This is a tall cake, so I used a 6-inch cake, and then I actually cut another 6 by 4 inch cake foam, and I glued it on top, so that this cake ends up being 6 inches tall instead of a regular cake foam is about 4 inches tall. So that's how I make my cakes a little bit taller. So it's the regular 4 inch and then a 2 inch piece on top. And I usually use hot glue, or you can use tacky glue. And I put a dowel like this all the way through the middle, and I glue it in place so that the two pieces stick together. Okay, so that's the leaf tip, and then we're gonna do the star tip is right over the top. You just go up and down. Like this. Okay, so that's your bottom. That's what we just did. Then I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with the top swag, which is, well, it's the second to top. I'm gonna start with second to top, which is a star tip. Star tips are the ones that you make the shell borders with. And you just do a little swag. You can make this dip as low as you want, or make it short. And then I always keep my eye on this part where it's going to connect. So I have room for about 2 more. So sometimes it gets a little scrunched, and so you kind of just have to keep your eye on it, so it's not too misshapen. Okay, so that's my first swag, and then I'm gonna do the second one is leaf again. So you're gonna pick up your leaf bag. And you have to hit the cake. If you don't hit the cake, the spackling will not stick and it's gonna fall off. So you have to touch the cake. There's a little lump in here. It's not coming out, so I just use the toothpick. And then I just stick the toothpick in there to make sure that comes out, because if it doesn't come out, it's gonna, it won't come out, or it's gonna come out and it's gonna be misshapen, and it's gonna have a line or an edge through it, and it's not gonna look right. So you just get the little lump out and squeeze it on the side somewhere on a paper towel or something. It's kind of all the same movement on all of these swags. You know, you just go back and pull it. You go forward and pull it. Forward and pull it. Just slightly. You just pull it slightly. Okay, and then the third swag is the rose tip. And you're going to want to do the, on a rose tip, there is a thicker or a wider part, and it goes to narrow. So you want to do narrow side down. And for this one, we're just going to go, this one's like down and up. Kind of like a zigzag motion. Down and up. Okay, and then we're going to go back to our star tip, and we're going to do this part right here. So you start with the lowest one, and we want 3, so it's going to be below. And everything has to touch so it sticks together. The more the frosting touches, the more it's going to stick onto the cake. Okay, so that's, the sides are all done. And then for the top, you're going to get your rose tip again. And again, you're going to have the narrower side facing you, and the thicker side towards the inside of the cake. I'm actually standing up for this part. And then you just go like this. So that's coming right off the edge a little bit. Again, that's kind of like zigzag back and forth. Okay, and then one more switch of the bags. You're gonna go back to the star tip, and you're gonna make a final shell border on top. So that goes up a little bit, up and down, up and down. This would be a lot of frosting on a regular cake, on a real cake. So this is for all you frosting lovers out there. So you can do the exact same thing with all real ingredients. And it makes for a really pretty cake. It's, I would call this could be shabby chic. It could be a romantic style. I like to call it Victorian. That's kind of the way I think about it. So I'm going to paint this all white, but this can be painted pink, or any color. You know, a nice light sage green would be beautiful. And that is it. So I like to paint, I like to paint my cakes after, and I've experimented a little bit with it, and I just wanted to let you guys know that a lot of people, when they do their fake cakes, they color the spackling, but I feel like that doesn't turn out to be the true color that I want. So I feel like when I color the spackling and I put it straight onto the cake and it already has the paint in it, I don't feel like it comes out the color that I want it. So if I want a pink cake and I mix it in with this, it always comes a little off to me. It comes more like a peach. And the spackling has a little bit of a gray tone to it. So that's why I like to pipe everything onto my cakes, let my cakes dry, and then I paint on top of it. So it's probably, if you're not too particular with color, then you can add the paint to the spackling and then do all this piping, and it will come out the color, you know, like a pink or something like that. But I'm a little bit more particular with the color, and I haven't really always liked the results of adding the paint to the spackling. So that's why I always let it completely dry white first, and then paint it the color that I want to paint it. So, okay, so I hope you liked that tutorial and that you make this cake. So, and I'd love to hear back if you do make the cake, and I'd love to see your pictures and things like that too. Okay, I'll see you next time.